Rapid Shoma and Brayton Connor.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this fine Easter day on the movie Graveyard Shift. I'm your big boppin' host, Raffin Shoma, and with me is my brother from another mother, Brayton Connor.
Bye, Crystal Head Vodka. Bye, Crystal Skull Vodka.
Oh, damn it.
Bye, my
Bye.
crap. And believe in UFOs.
It brings you the power of magic. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're on a mission from God. Zilla.
No, don't do that. Don't do the oldest, dumbest go-to joke every Godzilla fan who eats their own boogers, throws against the wall. No.
40 feet tall and big and wide. It's Jim Belushi and his brother, the Ackroyd.
Look at his hide. I'm here to keep up with the tradition of the holiday. I will be your Judas for the evening, Raph. How you have a knife in the back?
Oh, nice. And I will be the agnostic space robot who came down to Earth, resurrected Jesus, and... Oh, wait, I said too much.
Agnostic? You mean one of those filthy fence sitters? Commit, Raph, commit!
Okay, so there's this... You know what an agnostic... Okay, here's an old joke. You know what an agnostic really is? Do you?
Asshole.
No, an agnostic is an atheist having a midlife crisis.
Oh, yeah. I suppose. Okay, well, that's true.
Okay, so yeah.
I was an agnostic once.
Mm-hmm.
There was a moment where I thought, oh, maybe. You know, I didn't die when I crossed the street without looking, maybe. But then I came to my senses as soon as I crossed the street.
Yeah, but no, in all honesty, I'm a happy, open agnostic because I've had a lot of bad experiences with extreme religious people throughout my life. I'm like, fuck it. And also, isn't it funny?
And I've never had such a experience ever.
Yeah. And isn't it funny how, like, diehard Catholics are just like comic book fans? It's
my God, don't rope this into the comic book shop.
Yeah, they all claim they worship, they come into the house of God to talk about God, but it's always all about how awesome Satan is, or like Batman fans.
Well, it really is true.
And Joker fans.
You have your Catholic Christians who you could say Marvel fans, your Jews, your DC fans, they like the more darker side of the First Testament. You have your Dark Horse comic fans, which is maybe, I don't know, Muslim, Islam.
Let's not do that. Okay.
Mormons could be, what's a real joke of a comic book company?
God, I want to say Image, but they're doing okay. Damn zombie book.
Where does Glue fit into all of this?
Oh,
are Glue's the Scientologists or the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monsters?
No. Okay, they're like when somebody tries to start their own cult from a living room internet website and it doesn't.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah. Oh wait, no. Glue is the equivalent of oh my God, what's that weird funny church? The God, about UFOs and the worship of the guy named Bob.
Oh, I don't know, but I know Dan Aykroyd, again, heavily involved.
Okay. It's Glue would be something of that nature, but they do
like a Heaven's Gate type of thing.
No, not Heaven's Gate. No, there was in the 1980s. There was this big comical church, which was supposedly founded by this man in the 1950s named Bob, who was kind of like the Dr. Utonium of the real world. And he said that the Mysterians were going to invade and all that insanity. And it was deliberately done for comedy value.
J.R. Bob Dobbs.
Yes,
Church of the Subgenius.
Yes, the Subgenius. Yeah, I think Glue would be like an offshoot of the Subgenius. That I don't like how this
subgenius.
Exactly. So yeah, there would be more like that nature. But yeah, the Subgenius was pretty big during the 1980s, but it was all done for laughs. So.
Okay. Well, what did you do? Did you go Easter egg hunting today?
No.
Did you go out and steal children's Easter eggs?
To be honest, we didn't do anything. We just stayed in our respective homes and saved money. And
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. So we had like a very basic dinner. I just finished making chicken pot pies for everybody, which is like the perfect food for old people.
Live chicken pot pies.
Hmm?
Were they live chicken pot pies? Because ever since I saw Chicken Run, that's how I assume they're made.
No, they're just regular ones you get from the store.
Well, I am mistaken. I apologize.
Okay, that's all right. That's all right. Okay, that's right. You've
I
seen.
think Chicken Run affected us all. That's all.
Yes. Okay, you've seen more movies than I have. Again,
No, just Chicken Run.
Okay, I've only seen 21 movies so far.
Oh. Well, you're catching up.
Yeah, that is true. So now, ironically, despite my love for big slapstick adventure comedies, I've never seen the Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
But ironically, I've seen Blues Brothers 2000 at least 3 times because it used to air all the time, either on.
That's like Blues Brothers 6000 right there.
Yeah. Oh my God! So you heard that episode of Time Mule too? So.
What?
Okay. No, my brother Gabriel, he co-hosts this.
I know what Time Mule is, but did they do a
yes.
Blues Brother episode?
Yes, they did a joke where I think it was Jason, aka the cute dumb blonde of the trio.
Is that like my Bizarro?
I think I would ship you two, to be honest. No. He's more himbo. You're more Brayton. Anyways, yeah, they did an episode where it's like, oh, I'm writing Blues Brothers 6000, or I think it was like Blues Brothers 3000 or something like that for Dan Aykroyd. And it turns out it's just a giant scam from a guy who happens to be named Dan Aykroyd. So.
There are 2 Dan Aykroyds?
Yeah. No, that's the gag. He's being screwed over by a guy named Dan Aykroyd.
Well, presuming that there's another person who would be blessed with that name, we have to destroy one of them.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, that's but yeah, no, it's funny. They used to play Blues Brothers 2000 all the time. It was either on, I think it was like Showtime, and if it wasn't Showtime, it was like a cable network, like TBS in the middle of the afternoon, like during the waning days when TBS had nothing to air outside 90s movies, because I think Ted Turner was desperate to get views, and that's when they were starting to phase out a lot of the older movies. Highly unfortunate, I say. But yeah, no, I remember. Yeah, I barely remember that movie, but I know John Goodman was in there, and it was like a legacy.
John Goodman. There was a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something that came along 20 years too late.
Yeah, exactly, and it's like a weird legacy sequel long before those things were even real. So.
Yes, ahead of the time.
Yes. But no, what's your experience with Blues Brothers then?
Well, I don't know. I'm going to say I saw this for the first time when I was either 8 or 9. That's when all the transformative moments of my life occurred. But I was a really big fan, and my dad has a very eclectic taste in music. He's a very big fan of people who we'll see in this movie, like Ray Charles and Aretha Franklin, Cab Calloway, and James Brown, respectively.
Oh, nice.
And he would play a lot of their music, and I liked their music. And he said, well, as I was getting into that at a young age, he said, oh, there's a movie with all of them in that's really funny. And I would have seen it around that time. I fell in love with it. And I was also really into behind-the-scenes documentaries at the time, too. And the behind-the-scenes documentary for Blues Brothers on the DVD that I have anyway is very in-depth, like one of the earliest that I can think of where I was, glued to the screen for a documentary and not just the movie. And like entertaining for being just talking heads. I think you can find it all on YouTube. But like that was one of the earliest things where I saw the sausage being made, and like all of the time and effort that goes into producing something this big is all covered in there. And my dreams of wanting to be a filmmaker, that really sparked my attention at a young age. But the movie itself, I think, is an absolute riot and not train wreck, a fun train ride from beginning to end. There are many wrecks of glorious proportion in the movie.
Right.
And I would put up there with it is a lengthy endeavor to be sure, but I've always said like North by Northwest is the most constantly entertaining movie ever made. I would say this really gives it a run for its money.
Really?
I don't think there's a dull second of it because it is oozing with charm and swagger, and the musical numbers are just absolutely amazing to behold. A lot of them done live. Like I know that I think it was James Brown who had trouble, like he was unable to basically dub over himself or lip sync because he was so energetic. You had to get it in the take, and he appears early on as like a very energetic black preacher singing, and the church goes crazy. So I was really entertained by that sequence and that being all done essentially live and in one take because there's a lot of business going on.
Wow.
But aside from just the musical numbers too, it's a great action film, a beautiful buddy film,
Mm-hmm.
and really the getting the band back together movie for all times. I can't really think of anything else that pulled it off as well to this effect. Like I know you and I were talking about it off recording, how the Muppet movie is, glorious and wonderful, but that's a getting the band together in the first place movie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yes, but is that the reason why you suggested doing this, just to ride the coattails of Time Mule and hop on the success train?
No. Again, I love adventurous comedies. Whether it be like The Great Race or Pee Wee's Big Adventures or The Wrong Guy that you introduced to me during the pandemic. And Gaby too. And yeah, it's one of those movies I've heard so often about, but again, I've only seen a sequel. I never honestly have given the original film a chance, and I think it's a film that doesn't air on television anymore, probably due to some
Probably
weird,
for the length.
not
Because
just
well, it's weird because back in the day, wasn't that the goal, to get as many long programs and long movies to show as possible, because you could fill a time slot that way. Now they speed things up and cut so much out, and
yeah, I think I don't know what's going on, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like the weird copyright situation that's made the streaming wars into a major failure for the consumer. Like all these film catalogs are being gutted and sent forth to like the most obscure places you have to pay for. It's like I remember the big argument when Netflix started. You had such a wide variety of movies that the price was worth it, and now Netflix only has like a bunch of like nobody ever heard of them horror movies and their own original programming, which is hit and miss. And I think the Blues Brothers, I know it used to air like on channels like TNT and TBS back in the day,
yeah.
but no, for the most part, it seems like, yeah, whoever owns the copyrights, they don't even show it anymore.
Well, I know that it's always been a really big. I also worth mentioning, how this sort of began was Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi were sort of budding musicians and at least musically inclined in their own rights, and started performing like off TV, just in clubs for their own amusement.
Mm-hmm.
Then brought the characters onto Saturday Night Live, where they became a big, musical sort of success bit. And on that note, this is probably the best and most well executed SNL movie that I can think of offhand. I know, everybody loves Wayne's World,
Mm-hmm.
and some of us have soft spots for Coneheads even.
Oh yeah.
But I think this is really like, separated completely from the SNL connection. And maybe because they did play such a small part, they were musical acts on the show.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't come across at all like one long skit. And it's a crazy, bonkers, off the wall, just fun comedy in its own right. But it certainly made a cultural impression, because another early memory of the Blues Brothers was watching Drake and Josh,
Mm-hmm.
which was a Nickelodeon show that I don't know what it has been off the air for like 15 years at this point or something.
Okay,
But
hold a thought. I got a visitor at the front door, so you'll have to entertain the troops for a little while.
oh, okay. Well, do you want me to not say what I was saying and wait till you come back? Okay. Well, Raph's gonna go deal with the most recently resurrected Jesus at the front door. I'm not on the Twitch page, so I don't know if anyone's there or not. I can remedy that. Hold on. Let me grab my cellular device. Blah blah blah. Okay. And Shoma is live. Well, nobody's here. That's fine. You know what? I will just sit in total silence until he comes back. I wish I had my harmonica. That would come in handy tonight. Do I have that nearby? Hold on, let me dig through my junk. I mean, my desk, littered with junk. Not, well, no, I don't have anything to blow into here and make a musical, rhythmic-like sound. Aha! Here we are. I will just. I'm a bit rusty in that I don't know how to play at all. This is a bit rusty. Come on, let me see you shake your tail feather. Come on, let me see you shake your damn tail feather. Oh, there are Nazis in this movie too. Well, the newfangled 80s neo variety, not the recently arisen alt-right type. This is back in the glorious, more laughable Colonel Klink days, where it's got a great payoff. I mean, them falling from the sky and the guy turns. I'm sure the people who have seen this know what I'm talking about. I will always. What is it? What is the line? I want you to know I've always loved you, or something like that. But this movie has it all, except an exploding donkey. This is what happens when there's a writer's strike and Brayton doesn't have a monologue prepared. Carrie Fisher's in the movie. John Candy's in the movie. Steven Spielberg makes a cameo. I don't know the guy's name, but the guy in the mall that they crash into who wants to know if they have the Miss Piggy on layaway. He's great. A lot of wonderful team players. I wonder who's at Raph's door. Could the authorities have finally caught up to him? Will Raph learn to love again? I'm just going to blow into my mouth organ for a little longer. If anyone shows up, I'll talk to you. I hear the rhythmic sounds of Raph.
Yeah, you know what's the funny thing about staying home on Easter?
No, I didn't, so I would have no clue.
Everyone else is not staying home at Easter, so I just had to rescue a couple of balls.
Enough said.
That the kids.
No, don't go any further than that.
No, I'm gonna go further because I don't want this to be used against me in a future video.
You had to rescue some balls from the kids.
No, there's a whole family reunion next door, and a bunch of little kids threw their basketball and a frisbee over into my yard.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Is it going to be like the Sandlot? Are they going to be afraid to encroach upon your swamp over there?
No, I told the neighbors they're more than welcome to go into the back, but I think they're afraid of all the multiple cats we got.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So we're like, what? How many cats do we have so far? 20?
Too many. Too damn many.
Okay, so I noticed you were playing, damn it, a harmonica.
Well, yeah, just in that time that you came back. I said other things too, but you have to go back in time to hear it. Nothing very interesting.
Okay, so we have four
I talked
people
about
watching.
neo-Nazis and what else? John Candy briefly and
Darn
something
it.
else.
So you basically gave us the whole introduction of the movie, and I was nowhere around.
Well, I mean, a very weak attempt at an introduction.
Well, we're already at the almost the 27-minute mark. So anything to say before we start this sucker? Because I got everything positioned and ready.
Well, you're ready and rearing to go.
Yes, after saving the balls.
Saving the balls from the kids. Well, is there anything you want to say to prep this any further or ask or anything?
No,
I mean, I didn't make the movie, so I can't be You want to talk about John Landis a little bit?
Let's save that.
You mean Leonard Maltin?
Yeah, no. I have queued up the video in case I have to share that story. But I'm just going to play the uncut audio that I did for you. That's something I'm going to wait later at the night. In fact, we may even close it out with that audio, so to speak. But yeah, no, we'll talk more about John Landis later. This is unfortunate that holiday-based reaction really got in the way. But no, like I said, I'm a big fan of adventure comedies, and I noticed this is 2 hours and 12 minutes, so I don't think it'll be that long, and hopefully it won't be the dreaded 90 minutes, wrap everything up, no character interaction whatsoever. But I am a big fan.
Oh no, the ending is glorious.
Yes. But no, I'm very much looking forward to seeing this kind of gathering of famous musicians, even though they're
You hear that train?
No, Brayton, I do not hear a train.
Okay, well, I hear a train, and there seems to be a massive lag between you.
Yeah, you know when they say
so
people.
That's a problem. Let me jump out and jump back in.
Okay then. Yeah, this is what happens when we don't do the movie graveyard shift on a regular basis. We're like old people who have missed their classes during the senior citizen home daycare center, and we just go crazy. Do you hear a train? I had to go get some balls. I hear a train, damn it. I don't hear a train. I hear a train. Oh, I'm Brayton. I'm so afraid of trains. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. I'm trying to do a podcast with my buddy Raph when I heard the train call. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. I I got scared at the scary train. It's a ghost train. Oh my goodness, ghost train scare me. Boom, 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 boom. Oh wait, are you back? Okay. Hey,
I'm
welcome
back in.
back.
I forgot to mention too. I should probably mention this. This being obviously an ode to Chicago. This movie.
Mm-hmm.
They're the characters of Jake and Elwood hail from Rock Island, for the record, which is 10 minutes away from my house. There's actually a statue of them on a bench there. Just thought
Really?
that'd be a cool little trivia note. Yeah.
Okay, like an honest to goodness bronze statue or one of those hollowed out.
Well, it's just them sitting on a park bench.
Okay.
It's just the corpse of John. No, it's Jim Belushi, the non-working Jim Belushi, with the also non-working Dan Aykroyd sitting on the bench, and you throw peanuts at him
Mm-hmm.
behind bars.
And they accept it. So.
Yes.
Okay, but no, I am very much looking forward to watching this movie. Let me double check to make sure everything is a-okay. And this is the raw recording, so go ahead and tell me to record on my end, just in case. So.
You want me to tell you that now?
No, we're good here.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, no, I'm looking very much forward to finally seeing this comedy classic. I'm surprised by the number of classic music stars we're going to be seeing throughout the film.
Oh yes, and otherwise just cameos too. Like I mentioned, I mentioned to your audience while you were gone, John Candy and Carrie Fisher and Steven Spielberg, and I'm assuming many others that I've missed in my youth that I've now come to know.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, let's watch this sucker.
Yes, let us do that.
Okay. What?
Right off the bat too. I don't want to spoil, unless you probably know who shows up at the beginning. Working in because I think he returns in Blues Brothers 2000 as the same character.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, we get a visit from a very special Muppet at the start as well.
Oh,
because I mentioned the Muppet Show.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
I think I know who it might be. So.
Hi. Well, okay.
Okay. So we're gonna go.
I was gonna do the wrong voice. All right, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm on 00. Okay, we're gonna go into a brief intermission. And then we're going to start the movie proper.
And intermission from God.
Yes, indeed. So don't make me do the, dum, bum, 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 bum. Okay. All right, so here we go. Blues Brothers from what year again, Brayton?
1980, before everything, just on the verge of the 70s ending, and then the 80s came along, and then Reagan reigned supreme.
Mm-hmm, and then everything went to poop, and we're still living in the post-apocalypse of the 80s.
We're still living in the cleaned up poop that is not quite swept off the floor. Oh, I made this gross. Okay.
Oh my goodness. So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into a brief intermission, and then we're going to watch the movie proper. So we'll see you after the film. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, and what a rocketing good time.
Raph,
Yes?
I've always loved you.
I knew it! And we die.
Kaboom!
And that's why you should always share your emotions as early as possible. Oh, I'm gonna crash!
Yeah, it had been a while since I watched it. Like, I forgot about Paul Rubens' cameo, and there are so many great lines that I've made me chuckle more this time around, like poor John Candy. Hi, this is car number 5. We're in a truck. It's just a wild road show and pretty much a giant excuse for John Landis to spend, I don't know, our entire fiscal budget on one 2-hour demolition derby roadshow monster truck extravaganza.
Well, after Schlock, there was no way to go but up. So.
I know. The sky is the limit.
Okay, hold on.
Except if you're getting to the sky via helicopter, then it's very much not the limit.
Yes. But no, I think it's very much safe to say that definitely is one of the all-time epic comedies, even knowing that unlike, say, a lot of Blake Edwards' more extravagant films, it's not like a mile a minute of just stunts and slapsticks. But no, I was very much impressed by the film. So for a moment there, it was losing me a little bit in the middle part, but I'm glad that it was sort of the breather until we got to the more insane stuff to come along towards the end there. So
Well, where was your dropping off point when they got to the country western bar?
a little bit, yeah.
Stand by your man. Was
Yeah.
that your?
Yeah. No, I can.
Was that too real of a reenactment for whenever we do live streams and our audience turns on us? No more puppet shows. Crash.
Oh, speaking of which, big apologies about my accidental streaming a couple of days ago, but no big foul, all things considering. So
Big foul.
yeah,
We're
Chicago,
talking
yeah,
big turkey.
But no, with that says though, yeah, no, I was definitely impressed with the film. But okay, where was this on John Landis's career, however? Because it definitely was during.
I think this was the peak. This
No, I mean, was
American
this his
Werewolf in
second film? Was this his third film? What was going on? What's the backstory here?
Well, hold on. I can actually check where this lands in his filmography.
Mm-hmm.
So this is 1980. Let me do a re thing here. Okay. All right. So as director, this would be his fourth film. This is right after. This is sandwiched in between Animal House and American Werewolf in London.
Okay. Yeah, because
yeah.
I know Animal House and Werewolf of London were big hits, and that probably led to
Well,
this
and before
one.
Animal House was Kentucky Fried Movie, and then Schlock. So he had a gradual, uprising.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like after that there was so after that there was Trading Places. From what I understand, that was a moderate success.
Mm-hmm.
Twilight Zone the movie. Then things took the turn they took. But he did little things like he had a knack for directing musical numbers for sure. Because after that he did do Michael Jackson's Thriller, which went on to. Did it win the Academy Award for short film? I know it was nominated, and there was some controversy about that, that year.
I don't know if it won short film, but I do know it definitely was a game changer as far as music videos being much more elaborate and
Right.
actually considered true cinematic accomplishments in their own right.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I didn't know about the whole controversy with the Academy Awards, and I would not be surprised considering these were the same people who were like, "What, Belle and Beast almost won an award? F it, never again."
Beauty and the Beast kind of related to Thriller, with the whole changing into a monster thing, the big hairy thing.
Yeah,
and,
Michael Jackson transforming to Gustav. What was that about?
Oh.
Or whatever his name is. Okay.
Gustav. Yes.
Yes.
Anyhow, yeah, I'm looking at his whole range of things here. He did a movie called Into the Night, which I still have not seen. That's the one with Jeff Goldblum, where it's sort of like I guess an all-night shit show. David Bowie makes a cameo in that, so that's what makes me upset that I haven't checked it out yet. But Spies Like Us, Three Amigos, you and I also like that. So he certainly did do of note things. Coming to America was 1988, and then after that, things. Yeah, there's
No, it seems. Yeah, I would definitely, of all the John Landis movies I've seen,
and Beverly Hills Cop 3, which is universally panned.
Hey, it had Cylons in it, classic Cylons, before Cylons got sexy and boring. All right, but no, joking aside, yeah, this definitely is the kind of movie that would have only been made in the peak of his power and influence.
Yeah.
And like you said, this was when him and Steven Spielberg were still very good, close collaborators and friends. Hence, Steven making that cameo at the far end.
Yes, which is a cute cameo.
Yes,
he just shows up eating a sandwich.
I almost didn't recognize him too. I hate to say it, young Steven Spielberg and young John Landis look so similar to one another that I thought John Landis's cameo was Steven Spielberg.
Well, John Landis doesn't make a cameo as one of the cops, as I understand it.
But the one who's covering his eyes, and it's like, what?
Yes, upside down.
Yes.
But I don't know if they look alike. But then again, you thought John Landis and Leonard Maltin look alike, so your sensory machines are way out of whack.
Yes.
But I thought all the cameos were cute, and that last third act is phenomenal. But even up until that point, I think it works as a really entertaining jukebox musical.
Oh no,
especially because like I mentioned, that's how I was introduced to it by my dad. I especially Ray Charles I was a big fan of. Nice. That's where he said, oh, all these people are in a movie and the movie's really fun.
Yes, and I'm glad that so to be honest, a lot of based on my experience, and you're probably going to say otherwise since you're way more into musicals than I am, but the vast majority of jukebox musicals suck. I'm just going to say that regardless if the movie itself is great, it just feels like they just throw in a bunch of completely random, unnecessary songs just to fill up hey, we got this on our soundtrack quota. And it's especially true in recent years because there's been some truly embarrassing jukebox. Even if it isn't a jukebox musical, random movies in general just use music that seems completely inappropriate. Or if the music in its the way it functions or the way it's done on an instrumental level matches the sequence, the lyrics of said song completely betrays what's going on screen.
Are we tiptoeing around a Moulin Rouge discussion?
A little bit, yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, granted, Moulin Rouge does have some clever choices. Like, when all the rich people are like marching into this, like, entertain us, little tidbits like that mixed with other songs. That works. But then for the most part, it just feels like it's just out of nowhere nothingness. And I've noticed, like, what is it? Like, as much as I love Into the Spider-Verse, it has a bit of that same problem with the jukebox musical thing where
Well,
they
they don't have musical numbers
no, but there's a lot of very prominent pre-existing songs that are put
on
into
the
the
soundtrack.
soundtrack. Yeah, and it
Well, that's
doesn't.
basically every movie these days. Is
Yeah,
just
yeah, but no,
randomize your Spotify playlist.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's the thing I'm mentioning. That the jukebox musicals, the songs don't match the scenes at all, and even if they are on an instrumental level matching the sequence, the lyrics destroys whatever goodwill you have with that instrumentals. Like, I'm just using Spider-Verse as an example. There's a scene where normal Peter
Where
Parker
Doc Ock
died.
shakes his tail feather,
No,
or her tail feather in that movie.
Let me talk. Normal Peter Parker has just been killed, and then it's like weirdly the thing is I'm not afraid of the dark or some weird song like that or something. It's like, yeah, the lyrics aren't exactly matching what's going on. But no, it's like there's like other more annoying jukebox musicals. Like I think Glee would be a perfect example of that, or a lot of like recent rom-coms. But no, here, not only the music, even if the music wasn't true to the situation, it's still good music. It's really good music. It's consistently good. Even the country music bit was actually pretty fun in its own right. So yeah, no, this was actually the rare exception for me because again, a lot of jukebox musicals, like you said, it just sounds like not only somebody's Spotify collection playing, but a corporation's random Spotify collection. Just like, here's some songs we own, enjoy, deal with it, F you consumers. But no, and also this movie really, really reminded me of like the classical farce comedies, not just the big epic comedies like The Great Race or some of the Pink Panther films, but there's moments in this that are very reminiscent of the Three Stooges and even more so the Marx Brothers, particularly the scene where they decide to eat at the fancy restaurant, and it's an incredibly inappropriate joke, but thankfully in context it's hilarious when it's like, how much for the women? But yeah, it's like, we want to be moved from this table. They smell. They offend us. Are you still there, Brayton?
No, I was waiting for you to give me the permission to speak again. I waiting for the big
I scared you. Oh no.
No,
Okay.
I was just accommodating your ruthlessness.
Shut up, Brayton. It's the Wrath Show. There is no wrath. Okay, but no. For the most part, it really. Here's another thing I wanted to mention about this film.
Oh, please.
No, don't worry. I'm going to be asking you some questions. Well, I hope I'll be asking you some questions. This film is very similar to like other great 80s, other similar major 80s comedies where it's something that couldn't have been made any other time. This was made at the right time at the right place. For example, I appreciate that it is a bit of a celebration of all the great African-American musicians, and they actually do play major roles, not just like mere cameos in their music are referenced. They're actually secondary minor characters, I should say. No, guest characters. I'll use that terminology.
Guest stars, as they used
Guest
to say in
stars,
the
yeah.
television days.
Yeah, and they all have their fun little bits. It's like Aretha Franklin has like a really good musical number, even if that song is a little. How does that relate?
Overplayed?
Yeah. No. I love that song. I don't mind hearing it, but it's like it's a little despondent. Again, the jukebox musical problem.
Well,
It's
there's a vague
despondent.
connection with him leaving and
Yeah,
being
yeah.
upset about that.
Yeah, but the song.
This
the
isn't
song's-
just an excuse to play it.
Yes, and the song itself is more pro freedom than it's like, okay, then don't be free. But it's still a great sequence too, and I love how it ends too. It's like, well, you can go too, yay, with the saxophone. But yeah, no, it's very similar, like Ghostbusters, the original one, where this couldn't have made, like, it was the right time, the right place, the right people. John Landis was, coming off a bunch of major blockbusters and was able, and I just got to say, really good stunt work and cinematography throughout this entire thing that really gives it a much larger scale than I've seen in most American comedies. I can see why this. Do you think that's the main reason this movie's so beloved?
What?
Just
The care paid to and attention to detail with
yeah,
everything, and just
yeah,
the sheer
because
amount of stuff it bowls with you over with.
well, no, it's like not only is the music well, that's the problem now thinking about it. There's a lot of great music and very hilarious bits going on here, as well as memorable characters. But
Well, it's an extremely impressively directed movie too.
yeah, that's what I
Uh,
mean about the cinematography and the
yeah,
stunts at display too. It's like you don't really see this kind of craftsmanship in comedies. Period.
no, no, and I don't know if that comes down to just studios not giving filmmakers the same amount of freedom anymore, but some things you did mention earlier that I wanted to address
Go ahead.
while you were going on and on and on and on. The comic sort of duo, and you saying they sort of harken back to like Marx Brothers and Three Stooges a bit. I think Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi are a tremendous comic duo, even just for this one film as their filmed,
Hmm.
uh, example of that. And I think it's great too that the brothers Elwood and Jake sort of remain stone faced throughout the entire thing. Like nothing really affects it, well, except for Carrie Fisher being the Terminator. Nothing really affects them. As they're going through all these great chases, they're like, "Oh, damn, yeah, scrub that window off." Or that's where they got the Picasso, don't they? Uh, they're sort of just go through stone face and act as sort of like
Hmm.
I don't know. They're just unfettered and unbothered by all the world's crap, and I think that's really glorious.
Yeah, no, it's a very good contrast to all the insanity that's happened, and they just very nonchalantly go about it. And
And tremendous physical comedy too, like John Belushi, especially. Jumping around like he does, and backflipping and somersaulting, and falling down the stairs at the start, which I think was him and not a stunt double.
yeah, well, here's the
After
thing.
the penguin's onslaught.
Yes, yes. No, he definitely fell down those stairs, and there is like a couple of sequences where he does his own backflips, but the part where he's going down the church aisle, whippy doo wacky, all that was
Yeah,
definitely a stunt guy. That
yeah.
wasn't him.
He was about 50 pounds lighter. Yes.
Yeah, although that is like a great sequence to start the movie off. It's like I see the light. What? Well, I don't see anything. I see it.
The band.
But no, I think the best term to use for the kind of humor that goes on throughout this movie, not counting the stunts and the more mayhem filled slapstick, is droll.
Mm.
And droll is a short comical sketch of a type that originated during. I'm not going to read the. No, I'm not going to read the definition. But
Please, the entire wiki page.
yes. No, it's a curious or unusual way that provokes dry amusement. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
droll is the best way to describe it. And droll, when done right, along with slapstick, is a winning combination with the insanity of the slapstick and stunts that's going on, and just the droll reaction and everything. It's like I think my favorite little gag throughout the whole thing is of course Carrie Fisher trying to kill them, and what is going on here. For a moment there
Where
I
did
thought it
she
was.
get those wonderful flamethrowers?
Yes, exactly. And the missile launchers and all that. And if she's
Yeah.
broke, where is she able to
She's got
afford?
connections in her
Yeah.
nail salon.
But no, I do love that gag where she blows up an entire cheap hotel, probably killing everybody in the process. And then our two Elwood and Jake, they just
Yeah.
get up and it's like it's 9 o'clock. We gotta go to work.
Yeah. Yeah. I think even their apartment is their shabby little rundown apartment below the train is
Hmm.
really cool.
Yeah,
Uh,
and
there's
sadly a
there's
lot more.
attention paid to detail there.
Yeah, and sadly a lot nicer than real life crappy hotels that California has going on. I just want to quickly say this movie kind of brought some nostalgic feelings back. That scene where they go down to meet Ray Charles' character to get some instruments, and you see like the street vendors and the people selling music in boxes, and of course the singing up. That reminded me of downtown LA when things were a lot better. It was
Blind men taking shots at you. Now get.
Oh, that was a hilarious gag. It's like not only it's like Ray Charles just like shoots, but it's like the close up on
Pulls
that
out a
poor
44 Magnum.
yes, and the close up on that poor kid where he's about to cry, and when the kid leaves, it's like that. It's
I hate to see that.
Yeah, I hate it when they go bad that young.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, that really brought up nostalgic feelings because when before the pandemic, before the big financial crash in 2008 that we're still dealing with, unfortunately, just getting worse and worse. I would take the train a lot. I would go down to like Hollywood and downtown, and if you find the right spots, yeah, it would be that kind of neat little outdoor environment. And yeah, I've bought plenty of street dogs in my. Oh damn it, that sounded wrong. Oh no.
From Michael Vick, Raph.
No! I knew this was going to come back and haunt me. Everybody in the comment, close your ears. Don't close your eyes. Okay, Brayton, we gotta figure out how to do this. But no, like street vendors selling food like that, and just some of the cool things like people just selling like real CDs out there, and not the bootlegs that people accuse us of doing. But yeah, that really kind of brought up some like fond memories, and now it's like. Like barely anybody can do anything anymore unless you're a cell phone provider. But no, Brayton, you go ahead, talk. Don't let me scare you.
Well, I was just about to say I didn't pee throughout the entire movie because I was watching it and I have to go to the bathroom. So you please.
Okay. You go use the restroom, and I
was waiting for you to finish to ask permission.
Okay. All right.
Do I have your permission from on high that I may use the restroom, Sir Rob?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll read some of the comments here. Okay. And then I say, share your reviews in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone told me to go screw myself. What? Okay, I can think of 3 people that wish they hadn't stepped into the Twilight Zone. No. Hey, Laura. Oh, Laura. Laura. To answer your question, Doom, Raph. No, yeah, we all know that. Okay. It's no big deal. There's people out there who've done way worse. I miss Okay, Doomzilla says, I miss movies like this. Today is nothing more than Disney bore. It's not just Disney. It's a problem with Hollywood in general, I believe. It's like what is it? I know a lot of people think the big problem with Wonder Woman 84 was with the female side of the movie, but it's the same stupid plot line that Warner Brothers has been doing in their superhero movies since the 80s. Female-centric or not. So, no, I just think it's a problem with Hollywood in general. So, and then Kaiju Commander says, Hollywood needs to relearn that something the right people come together at the right time to create lightning in a bottle, resulting in a great story that cannot be easily replicated, nor should be. Yes, I agree, Kaiju Commander. Again, it's like you don't really see movies like this anymore. The fact that we had a large variety of character actors making appearances in small talking cameos is something you don't see in films anymore. So it's like as campy and as ridiculous as the Citizens of New York and the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies can get, I will take them over the current MCU where when Peter Parker enters a corner store, all the background characters lower their heads even further and then just walk out like, mindless nothing zombies. So, okay. Hollywood just ran out of ideas for the most part these days. Yeah, or they just stick to the ones that are the most sellable, unfortunately. Or profitable, I should say. Okay, Kaiju Commander says the movie was excellent. Great comedy. Beautiful music.
I'm back.
Okay. Just reading Kaiju Commander's comment.
That was my impression of a military SWAT team guy marching up the stairs.
Yeah. Oh God, Andy. We'll get to the end in a moment. But the movie was an excellent, great comedy, beautiful music, amazing practical effects and stunts. Then the cameos didn't feel forced or unwelcome. Yes, thank you, Kaiju Commander. That's exactly what I was thinking. It doesn't. All the guest appearances don't feel forced or unwelcome, so they're welcome and they feel natural. Oh, wait a minute. That sounds bad, too. Damn it. Are you okay? You can talk.
What? Oh, okay. You should do these with Kaiju Commander.
Brayton, I'm sorry, but you're fine.
Oh, rats.
Darn it. So, yeah, we'll get Kaiju Commander. Laura, if you want to come aboard, we can use a third ship.
That's fine.
Okay, what are your thoughts on the sequel? Oh, God, the sequel. Like I said, they used to play.
Well, you compared it to Ghostbusters. I guess this movie needed a Ghostbusters 2 too, only decades after.
Yeah, Ghostbusters 2 isn't as bad as its reputation says it to be. But at the same time, you definitely lose a lot of that magic, despite how hard they try in certain sequences. And Blues Brothers 2000, unfortunately, it just feels like it was running on empty. Whereas Ghostbusters 2, you at least had a lot of the original cast and creators behind the things, and it still felt somewhat like the original Ghostbusters. Unfortunately, like I said, it loses some of its magic, and you can also see some of the corporate tampering going on. The fact that they made the second movie feel more like the animated series, which was relatively a bad idea, all things considering. But with Blues Brothers 2000s, from what little I remember, it just felt like, there's no John Landis. Well, did John Landis direct that one?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Mid-90s John Landis.
Yeah. So there, like I said, with Blues Brothers 2000, it's a pretty bad movie, but there are scenes worth seeing. Someone in the comments mentioned the riders on the storm sequence, which is really good.
Mm-hmm.
You have these ghost-like visages coming across the sky, and that's all nice and well.
Yeah.
But they fit in a gag that they didn't fit in here, which was the police car going underwater in that movie. They originally had a sequence in here. I always get that sort of mixed up. Like I forget if that's in this movie or that movie.
Mm-hmm.
But the police car in that film goes underwater like a James Bond car. They didn't fit that in here. But I would say, avoid it if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
It's unnecessary and sort of just a ugly appendix to this movie.
Yeah, no.
With a lot of sad, bittersweet things like Belushi being dead and Cab Calloway being dead, and
yeah, and the orphanage. It's the first thing we hear at the beginning of the movie. It closed down off screen. So, but yeah, no. Also, Camp Calloway. I'm so glad that he actually is like a major character in this. He's basically
I've always liked the guy. He seemed very energetic. Like if you watch those clips of him performing from the 20s and stuff, extremely energetic performer and guy. I've always liked him, but not a bad actor too. His character, as minor as it may be, is really funny and cool and sort of the third brother.
Oh yeah, no, he's like the father figure because I know that some people have kind of complained that this is another movie where Whitey takes away from black culture, but not really, because you really do feel the love for this music.
What you gonna do about it, Whitey?
Cap Calloway is holding the jazz over our head. What are we gonna do, Brayton?
I was doing the Nazi rap.
Oh yeah. Okay, sorry about that. So, damn it, this whole podcast is down the toilet, into the sewers, to be shot by.
Not a single "Springtime for Hitler" musical drop or a reference in the comments. Sort of disappointed about that.
Yeah. Although, I think it does work out beautifully that the Nazis were portrayed as generally unlikable characters, and they weren't given any lovable gags or anything until you get to that final big punch to the gut, so to speak. It's like, I've always loved you.
Crash. Crater.
Yeah, what an awkward way to go, but he had to say it, so.
Yeah, and that's no special effects. They special effects in that they sort of shot it to look like it was falling over the city, but they legitimately dropped a car from a helicopter and made a big boom.
Yeah, no,
out in like an abandoned field someplace.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of impressive stunts in that, but that one was like when you see the car dropping from the aerial point of view, my jaw was basically, dropping on the floor, because that's not a model. That's either a real car or a full-size prop. But yeah, it was highly effective.
It's no model. It's a battle station.
Yeah, exactly.
In the movie.
But no, getting back to Camp Calloway, I love his character because he's basically the father figure of these two brothers. And that's the in-story explanation of why they're such good bluesmen, or just, great musicians, period. Yeah. But you do feel an honest-to-goodness, real-life love for both these classical musical artists and the songs that they're most famous for. And with that said, I want to ask you, what was I probably missed a lot of it earlier because, I was grabbing frisbees and
grabbing yourself.
No, grabbing frisbees and basketballs from the backyard for the neighbors.
All right. Did you get that intrusion settled? Were they at your door?
Yes, they were knocking at my door like 5 times, and thankfully I have a good relationship with my neighbors, so I'm more than happy to go and return sports equipment. My dad, on the other hand, deliberately puts it in boxes, and I gotta go dig them. Screw them, the kids need to learn a lesson.
Yes.
But yeah, no, that was taken care of. But yeah, I went back there, and it's like, there's five. There's a couple of basketballs. There's a football. There's frisbees. What the hell's happening?
And
So
so
there
it's
have
so it's not like the Sandlot where you're a vicious dog and you try to eat him.
no, but unless you consider Simca the greatest monster in cinematic history, no, I think
And
we're
I
good.
do.
Yes.
Not to mention Fluffy.
Oh yes, Fluffy. She's asleep on the couch right now. How you doing, Fluffy? She's asleep. Okay. But no, I wanted to ask you. This was something we
Yeah.
missed beforehand because I got distracted with the balls.
Yes.
But what? Okay, what is the exact background? Because I know John Belushi and Diane Aykroyd were friends in real life, in addition to like comedy partners.
Right.
But what was the actual backstory between their love for blues and jazz music and all this?
Well, Dan Aykroyd, as I understand it, was really the blues nut and otherwise nuts in every field.
God
But
bless him.
yeah, he seemed to have been like in the beatnik scene, perform kind of like what Jeff Goldblum does now, where he performs in jazz clubs and stuff, and that's sort of his second passion.
Really?
That seemed to be what he was into at the time, because he would perform in clubs and stuff with actual musicians,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all explained in the documentary, which is a really great and thorough documentary I mentioned at the start. It's on YouTube, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Where he talks about that he actually turned John Belushi on to like more electric blues and stuff like that, as opposed to Delta blues, which is the more revered and more roots centered. Then I woke up this morning and I lost my dog type of blues.
My baby left me because she left me. Oh no.
Where's my explosives? I'll show that hoe. But anyway, the deal was that John Belushi was not, initially a fan, but he would go and see Dan Aykroyd perform and just listen to albums, and they sort of sprung up just a love for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was invited to perform with him in all these little gigs. And I guess they must have approached whoever was in charge of SNL at the time to do it as characters on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like I said at the start, I think that's the magic of the movie, is that they were performance characters and musician characters on SNL. They didn't come from a sketch like Wayne's World or Coneheads, or what's another example of wasn't MacGruber a recent
Yeah,
one or
but those were
something?
mostly short films, not sketches. But yeah,
Well, I mean, like featured things where it
Yes.
already has like an established canon and things.
yeah,
and,
yeah, like
world.
I live by a van by down by the river. That guy.
Yeah.
Or
So
the
so this doesn't
Roxbury
feel like
dudes.
like just a stretched out,
Mm-hmm.
one joke sketch. It feels like you could sort of put them. They're very very malleable. You can put them in a story of their own and sort of create it from the ground up.
Oh yeah, there's even sequences where other characters take over the scene, like getting back to the Aretha Franklin. I love how in that brief moment our two boys actually join in the dance scene, which is a cute little touch.
Yeah, yeah. And I used to think that was sort of like a minor critique, but I don't see it anymore because I think it blends so well. Is that the movie would be just sort of like like it'd sort of stick out like a sore thumb whenever the music numbers would pop up.
Mm-hmm.
But looking back on it, at a older, semi-wiser age, I think they blend very well. And they transition naturally. I just love when they don't transition naturally, like Cab Calloway doing a spin and transforming into a finely dressed white coat-tailed suit.
It's funny. The whole time I thought he was either not going to sing because he's clearly much older than he used to be.
Yeah,
or
but he still got it.
Yeah, or I thought they were going to make a big build up to it. It's like, do any of you know Minnie the Moocher? I used to know a prostitute. No, not that one. And it's like, okay, hit it, and just dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, that's his most famous song, and
Mm-hmm.
he does it. He performs it in this movie as he would have in the 20s. But there was, I guess, some sort of debate about that between he and John Landis, because in the years since the 1920s, he had done variations of that song, like he did a salsa version, and he was like, "Oh, let me do Minnie the Moocher, the Ramba touch," and he said, "No, I want you to do it like you would have done in the Cotton Club," and that's essentially, him reviving the original way that he performed his most famous song.
Yeah, and of course, Camp Calloway, he was most famous for being a professional impersonator of Danny Elfman.
He was also a cartoon ghost, or not a ghost, what are they called? One of those things, a walrus that would sing and dance.
A walrus and a ghost. They did.
They
oh god, what is it? Retro. Oh darn it! What is that thing?
Rotoscope.
Rotoscope. Thank you.
Like really early rotoscoping.
Yes, exactly. So, but no. Camp Calloway was a very pleasant surprise in this whole movie. I'm glad. I'm like, you're right. He's a good actor, probably because a lot of musicians who honestly were a part of that old vaudeville style of entertaining, where it wasn't just the sing of the songs, but also actually talking with the audience and playing around with them and all that. I've
Hmm.
noticed that they definitely have a much better screen presence than, say, musicians of today who are just music people. Period.
Yeah.
So yeah, but no, I really love Cap Calloway's character, and yeah, the third Blues Brothers, but also a father figure.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah,
the one singer John Lee Hooker makes a brief. He's the ho 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 ho. He's
oh,
performing basically on the street. He doesn't get a character, but it's fun to see him just as a side
mm-hmm.
entry. And yeah, James Brown as a Baptist preacher. Who would have thought? Makes a good one.
Yeah, now getting back to the Blues Brothers themselves, I
Yeah.
remember. Okay, I've never seen an episode with their performances, but yeah, I remember that used to happen a lot on Saturday Night Live, and that was back in time when Saturday Night Live used to play with the formula a lot more.
And be a true variety show.
Yes, yes, as opposed to today where it's like a bunch of okay sketches and two song numbers.
Yeah,
So,
stick Billie Eilish in a banana suit, and somehow that's comedy.
ugh, God, that is true. So the short films are fairly okay. So.
You were a big fan of that Joker Oscar the Grouch trailer mashup, weren't you?
No, I didn't even know that existed.
Oh, I'm okay.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, see, I'm not hip. I've only seen 22 counting tonight, 22
oh, well,
movies.
22 counting the SNL short movies.
Yep. The other episodes of the movie Graveyard Shift, I have completely wiped them from my mind due to amnesia.
Memory dump, memory dump.
Yes, memory dump. So, but yeah, no, really fun movie. Now, how much of a collaboration was the writing of this movie between Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi, and oh god,
John
director man,
Landis.
John Landis? Yes.
As I understand, it was more between John Landis and Dan Aykroyd. And John Landis just talks about it like Dan Aykroyd could get really bogged into the details for why things work the way they do, like why the car has magical powers and everything like that. And John
Mm-hmm.
Landis just wanted to throw gags together.
Mm-hmm.
So it was sort of like a butting of the heads type of deal there. But I would say that I if I had to pin it down, I think this is Dan Aykroyd in check. And I think Blues Brothers 2000s, he was given a little too much free reign, maybe.
Yeah,
Um,
I hate to say it. Not John Landis. I barely know the man.
you hate John Landis. He attacked
Yeah,
you.
yeah. He gave 3 stars to Gorgo. F him.
Right.
And the undead. No, no.
And 2 stars to my favorite year. Are you kidding me?
I
God.
know exactly. But anyways, the funny thing about Dan Aykroyd is that I don't want to call him one of my comedy heroes, but he has been a kind of a big influence on a lot of the movies and comedy I dealt with growing up as a little kid.
Hmm.
And I do know he's a bit of a kindred spirit in the sense that he is sort of a wacky individual, for better or worse.
Yeah.
Granted, though, I don't believe in all the UFO nonsense. I've come to the point in my life where it's like, oh, it's just modern day mythology. It's
Well, do you have an alcoholic pyramid scheme? Not saying it's a pyramid scheme.
No, I don't, but I do have the Boo Crystal Vodka. It's little Boo bottles.
Woo! Like shot glasses.
Yes, shot glasses filled with vodka from some place called My Backyard Bathtub.
Ugh.
It's all one
Ugh.
word. It's not dirty water. It's
Have some of Raph's backwash.
No, Brayton. It's the old foreign method known as bootleggis. You have to say that like
Oh.
bootleggeris. So that's a foreign word. So
Why
yeah,
is it
this
yellow?
yes, it comes from Backyard Tub, which is a real country, a foreign country. It's these little boo bottles. So, and we sell them $80 a shot.
Boodles.
Boodles, yes, thank you. And you can contact at the official Inshoma website at www.givemeyourmoneyfuckyou.com. Operators are standing by, aka me and me alone.
Why doesn't the phone ring?
Soon I'll be getting all that sweet money from these suckers in the audience. Oh, wait, I mean wonderful people from the audience.
Intelligent viewers of
Mhm,
ours.
exactly. Intelligent enough to give me money. And I like rip off my face and it's just Dirty McCruption with the hat. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I wanted to talk about the car and all of its
Sure.
magic abilities and how much damage it takes.
We're gonna celebrate
What a vehicle!
Yeah, we're gonna celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Blues Brothers by only talking about the car for an hour.
Yeah, let's.
Yes. So burn in hell, whoever was in charge of the Ultra 7 conversation.
Not paying Ultra 7 the respect he needs. He'll come back from the grave and kill you.
Indeed. But yeah, okay, tell us about the car, Britton.
No, I just think it's pretty neat, It's cool how it jumps in the air and stuff,
Yeah, it is. It's
Goes
funny.
really fast and stuff,
Yeah. I like the car very much. So, are we ever going to talk about the Blues Brothers? No, it's all the car.
All the car, all the time.
We got plenty of time. There's only 5 minutes left in the conversation. So the car, you see, is the key to everything.
It's just a junked out old cop car, but I think it's one of the great movie cars of all time.
No, I totally agree because it's funny. It's rare for like a vehicle to be its own character. It's like, there's the Batmobile, but we've been through so many Batmobiles that explode. Nobody gives a shit. Here, though, this car is almost like the loyal lassie of these two. And it has a great introduction, too, because, the car looks like shit. And it's like, so you don't like the car? No, I don't like the car. And it's like, check this out. And it, just out of nowhere, like the first real cartoonish moment in the whole movie, not counting that great title sequence where they just, yeah, and they just hug each other, the Blues Brothers, which is probably like one of the all-time great title sequences ever, just how simplistic it is. But the car jumps...
And Frank Oz.
Yes, Frank
That's
Oz.
who I was mentioning at the... I was trying to do a Miss Piggy impression, but it came out as a Kermit impression when I was hinting at it. And I love I just want to say, too, on the note of Miss Piggy, I love the very quick cutaway character who's like, do you have the Miss Piggy? As he holds an Elmo toy and then the car crashes through the convenience store.
Yeah, that was an in-joke for Friends right there. So, but it's always great to see Frank Oz. But I think Frank Oz is gotten a lot better with comedy with age because he was one of the highlights of Knives Out. So it's like, you're useless. Thank you. But that was a great cameo. Although I could have done without the condom gag. But no, to basically alliterate what Laura says. The car is a lovely character unto itself, and it really is a character because it has a great introduction. It's like, that wonderful scene where it just jumps over the bridge, and then they just nonchalantly, it's like, now there's a cop car engine. Okay, not a bad car. When the scene, like that car goes through so much wonderful abuse, and then when it finally, like, the final gag for that car is surprisingly tragic because it falls apart. It's hilarious. But then it's like Dan Aykroyd really
it's
sells...
a death scene.
Dan Aykroyd really sells the just sorrow. It's like, my baby.
Yeah.
Exactly. And even John Belushi's character goes like, it's like he has a moment where he has to snap himself out before he snaps Dan Aykroyd out. But it is a great car. And I can see why I'm looking at the Wikipedia page for the Blues Brothers, and apparently it's been restored inside a museum or something.
Probably next to the Batmobile and My Mother the car and the Ghostbusters car. And...
Oh, no, it's a reproduction of the Bluesmobile at Rusty's TV and Movie Car Museum, Jackson, Tennessee, which sounds like a location out of this movie itself.
It does, yes.
Yeah.
We have cars and wheels.
All from famous movie.
Yeehaw.
This is the ice cream truck from Land of the Lost. Yay, the movie. Oh. And over here's the Batmobile.
Take your picture with Will Ferrell's plastic standee, cardboard standee.
Come take your picture. And darn it, the two criminals who got shot up car. Bonnie and Clyde's death car. It even has a corpse of what's-his-face dressed up as Dick Tracy in the back.
Bart Simpson steals money from the thing. Yes.
Yeah, so anyways. Tennessee, why isn't it in Chicago? That's my question. Okay, what we're talking about? Yeah, the car is good. We like the car.
We like the car.
Yeah. And, okay, would you say that despite the fact that this is a comedy, this is like one of the all-time great car movies of history? Or it almost gets there?
Yeah, I think, I don't know if there's... Like, can you name 10 off the top of your head great car movies? There are things like...
Grand Prix.
Grand. Oh, okay. What's that Burt Reynolds movie?
Oh,
Racing movie?
Cannonball Run.
Cannonball Run car. But those are awful movies, but cool car.
Okay. Oh, I was almost gonna watch them tonight.
Oh, well, I don't take it from me.
Just check it out yourself. Reading Rainbow. Dun, dun, dun. I saw a great movie. It's called Jackie Chan's The Big Brawl at your local library. Okay. Anyways.
But I need to look up if they have any monument in Chicago itself to these guys, because like I said, in Rock Island we have, and they're a good likeness. It's not like Creepy Lucy or Scary Lucy, whatever they've dubbed that creepy. Which I think they rehauled that now. The Lucille Ball bronze statue that would look like a vampire before.
I didn't even know that was there. That would be.
It's a very famous thing.
Goodness.
But in Rock Island, like I said, they're just sitting on a bench. So I wonder if they have like a wing of a blues museum or something over in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, these guys, RoboCop. RoboCop is Detroit. Never mind. Okay, what other famous characters from Chicago we can mention, or the Blues Brothers?
Well, let me think. I don't know. Nothing really strikes me right off the top of my head. Where does Ferris Bueller take place?
Chicago.
Well, there you go.
Let's stick with the Blues Brothers. I'd rather hang out with the Blues Brothers than. Okay, do you think it was unfair that the whole band ended up getting arrested?
It's funny.
Okay.
It's funny.
Because
what's his name? The Untouchables. That guy. He's Chicago. That's really I can think of offhand. Elliot Ness, yes, Elliot Ness and the Untouchables. Yep. I would spend time with him if it weren't for the mob.
Yeah, and all the killings. But here, Brayton, Prohibition's going to be over in a couple of years, and then all the mobs will be united, and it's going to run smoothly.
Tell that to Mr. Here.
Yeah, see, yeah.
See, yeah.
Yeah, but no, really fun movie, excellent film. So, now, was this the theatrical cut or the extended edition?
This was the theatrical cut. I was able to find a version of it. Prior to this, I mentioned to you that I only have the I only have the director's cut on standby, so I had to seek out I only have the director's cut on standby, but I had to seek out a theatrical cut. That's what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the director's cut has a few little things added in that extends the runtime. But for the purposes of our show, I thought this is 2 hours and 12 minutes, so easy enough for that.
Okay, no, I'd be interested to see the extended cut. And like I said, as long as I don't mind director cuts and extended cuts, if it's like the original movie just with more bits added, as opposed to something that's so radically different, you might as well just be watching a different movie. So, completely like a wacky ending. It's like, oh, they all died at the end.
But no, I think the ending of them being all in jail at the end, you could say they're accomplices. I think it's just a funny time it's a funny sort of bittersweet, on the one hand things are bad, but on the other hand, everybody has a good laugh. Kind of like It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, where they're all in hospital beds and then whoop, and then they're all laughing together.
Yeah, to be fair though, I think this movie ends on a better note because granted to be fair, they committed a lot of crimes that were relatively minor.
A lot of public safety issues.
Yeah, but at least they honked a horn and they didn't just plow through them like MCU stars through regular crowds.
Well, it's fantasy logic.
Right.
It's fantasy comedy cartoon logic.
I know, but no, this is still that. It's okay. I was definitely sympathetic to the Blues Brothers the whole way through, and similar to like a Marx Brothers film or some of the better Abbott and Costello stories. It's like as much as they're in the wrong, they're nowhere near as bad as the various villains they deal with. It's like first off, I have no sympathy for the bar owner who screwed them out of their $500 payment, just because the beer was that expensive. Yeah, right. That's the old joke that every asshole bar owner tells the band. So not that I know, I wasn't part of a band. So
at a bar. At a gay bar. No,
Yeah.
that's not.
But yeah, if you hang around enough artists and local musicians, including I think Gabe and Miguel have been a part of their own little bands too with other friends.
Oh.
Yeah, they say that's sort of a common
Oh
thing.
yes, Laura says The Fugitive was in Chicago. Yes, this is true, and Groundhog's Day.
Oh,
So there
okay.
are great Chicago movies.
Okay, then yeah, but no, I think this one definitely kind of captures. This is like Chicago in like big bold letters the whole way through, because you really do see the whole city, especially when they drop the Nazis from the air. But yeah,
Yes.
it's like I understand the cops were just doing their job, but at the same time there was Keystone Cop type energy. It's like, yeah, I'm glad they didn't get their men right away. Where the hell did the National Guard and local military come from, though? Or is that
Around
more
the donut shop around the corner, eating Chicago fried pizza.
right? Oh yeah, they were just visiting, and it's like, hey, something's happening. Let's follow. But yeah, that is a great sequence where it just escalates bigger and bigger. With like all of a sudden, it's like we went from like 100 cops to 1,000 cops, and from
Yeah,
a
the whole
1,000
army.
cops, the military and the SWAT teams enter.
Mhm.
So yeah, so it's like I can understand the two brothers going back to jail at the end, but at least they made their money the right way, so to speak.
She also says that there's the effing musical Chicago, but that's a big stinky mess. There's
Thank
Victor
you.
Victoria has that little bit about Chicago in there with Leslie Ann Warren, telling you all the joys about it. So Chicago as a city has been well represented in cinema, but I think, as you've said, yes, this is the quintessential fun. Shows it in all of its glory.
Yeah,
even
yeah.
though it may have been shot other places at different times.
Yeah, no digital covering for bloody Gotham.
The Monarch Theater
Yes, where was
again and
Oh, yeah.
again.
That's
and
where
again.
the big musical the final musical performance happens, right?
I'm talking about '89 Batman and how they show the Monarch Theater around every street corner because of the backlot.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
I was talking about this movie, like that. Really,
Oh, I don't know anything about this movie.
Then what do we just watch? It's all in your head, Rat. Cut to me in the middle of the desert, like in a caveman outfit. You mean I imagined everything?
Blues Brothers 3000 logic.
I ride off with Dino into the sunset.
Yes. With John Goodman.
Yes. Yabba dabba doo.
Yabba Dabba Blues.
All right, but yeah, no, this was really impressive. So now, Carrie Fisher, do you think her character would have been a lot more hilarious had they not revealed her relationship at all, and she was just this random woman attacking them with every weaponry imaginable?
I think maybe if you're a fan like us of absurdist, like out of nowhere for no reason at all things, but I think that might have been like a test audience issue. Like, why is he chasing him? What does he mean?
Why do I have a bucket on my foot? Why am I naked and dirty?
Time to drink more boo.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it works fine though, as being a jilted ex-lover, because I know her and John Belushi were very, very good friends and may have partaken in party favors. Who knows? But no, I think, like I said in the comments, I want to be Carrie Fisher when I grow up. The Carrie Fisher from this movie. And I want to have this much passion in my life.
Yeah, it is a funny recurring joke, but yeah, my reaction was
She should have came back to sing a little bit at the end.
Oh yeah. The joys of shooting
Jailhouse Rock.
But yeah, no, it's funny because it's like, yeah, it's a good gag, but when it got to the end, it's like, who is this lady? And they mentioned it at the same time I was typing it. They said it. So. Oh my goodness. So although, do you think it was kind of mean they just dumped her when they should have brought her along and she could have like helped shot at the Nazis?
She's
at
a
the
wild
end?
card.
Yeah. Oh, that is true. So okay.
She's crazy.
Yeah, but no, a lot of like familiar faces throughout this movie because as I was mentioning when you went to go take a pee, the great thing about this movie is it was done at a time in cinema where you could fill a lot of minor roles with real character actors. And even, it's like, granted, it was great to see Paul Rubens of Pee Wee fame appear as a waiter. And he doesn't get a big role, but at least it talked him as a recognizable face. Or getting Charles Napier as Tucker McElroy, the lead singer of the Good Old Boys.
Don't you mean Jack Napier from Batman 1989 with the Monarch Theater?
No, Charles Napier, the character actor.
What movie is that from?
You idiot. Okay, who wanted to take over Brayton's spot? Raise your hand. If we can replace John Belushi with John Goodman, I can replace you with Laura.
And a kid. I forget the kid. Who was that? Wasn't Haley Joel Osment. Who was that kid in Blues Brothers 2000?
Hold on.
There was like 2.5 men, 2.5 blues, 2.5 brothers.
Oh, it's not that bad. Blues
My
Brothers
half-brother.
2000, comparing it to 8 and whatever men. Okay, hold on.
8 men.
Okay, I'll find out in a moment.
Sounds like
It's
a
not
party.
Joe. It's not Joe Morton. He's a African American gentleman.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Doom says the cop scene is pure LOL.
hmm
Laura says it was a hotel, not a theater, Raf. The Palace Hotel.
It's
Even
an
the
impressive
musician-
theater. So for a hotel theater, now thinking about it. Okay, Jay.
Where's that at
Evans-
G Fest?
Hmm?
Where is that at G Fest? They need a stage like that.
No, yeah. So, they had an impressive theater when G-Fest was here in Los Angeles for 1 year back in 1999 at the Roosevelt Hotel.
Oh.
So yeah, when they were showing like Dark Soldier D, and it's like there was only like 5 people in the whole giant theater.
Yeah, I
waste.
don't know. I know ever since I was going, you'd have to go to like the Pickwick to see their performances and films and stuff. So,
Yeah,
but anyhow,
yeah. The kid actor in question from Blues Brothers 2000 is J. Evan Bonifant. And he is perhaps most notable for being in the Three Ninjas Kickback. And yeah, just Blues Brothers. He was also in the Wizards of Waverly Place. But then again, every kid shows up there. So yeah, not much of a filmography with that one. So
Yeah.
Okay. And now the Blues Brothers 2000 portion is over. So okay.
Well, we're encroaching on we're almost 3 hours and 40 minutes in.
Yeah, do you want to wrap it up, or do you have any more things you want to say?
Last couple things from our audience, and then we can fly off.
Okay. Okay, first off, before we continue, moonshining. I was getting at moonshining, not bathroom water, you sickos. So.
That's what Raph calls his moonshine, just dirty, filthy tub water.
Well, moonshiners actually make it.
As he emerges with jugs of it from the back porch. Why are you wearing overalls, Raph?
Because I'm a salesman.
Yeah, pitch that on the corner.
Mm-hmm.
I have like your lemonade stand there.
Don't forget, go to www.givememoneyyoustupidsuckers.com. All one word, so all caps. Okay.
At AOL.com.
Yeah, you're going to edit this and make it funny, right?
No,
Okay.
you ask too much of me.
It's your show. So. All right.
Well, Ed McMahon never told Johnny Carson to let him finish talking on his show. Anyways, anybody saying anything?
Laura, again. Even the musician did a good job acting. So, and then she says, rest in peace, Pickwick. I guess that's a
she says
wizard
Rip
she used to know.
Pickwick.
Okay.
Rip Pickwick.
Yeah.
Rip
so-
and tear Pickwick.
That would be a good name for a wizard who uses fart magic.
Ooh,
Rip
Pickwick?
Pickwick, yeah.
Isn't that Hermione's cat's name, Pickwick?
Oh, that dumb cat. Anyway, speaking of which, Fluffy
That
is,
darn cat.
yeah, Fluffy is now with us. So if you
Well,
hear
what is his? What is it?
her? She's a her.
What is her opinion?
Well, right now she's just purring by my foot, but if you hear purring in the microphone, that means she's jumped on the table.
Well, I'll take that as approval.
Yeah, I don't think she enjoyed it. Again, she was asleep for the last 8 hours.
Oh.
Okay, and I can hear banjos dueling in the background now. Yeah, okay, banjos make everything better. All right, everybody, any final thoughts on this film? Wait, you ever read most of them when you were gone? No, I think we're good.
Oh, you did? Well, all right then.
Okay. At first I thought we'd play an extra. I thought we were
Play
gonna.
a little music.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, that's right. I gotta get the ending music ready.
Everybody needs somebody.
You want to share that to me on Facebook so I can play at the end?
Huh? Oh yeah, I'll send you a link.
Yeah. If
getting
not, I
into
gotta standby music.
Oh.
But it's from
Stand by your man.
No.
Sometimes it's hard to be a woman, giving all your love to just one Raph. You'll have good streams. There'll be bad streams. Okay, I'm looking for it now. Talk.
Okay. Bibbidi dibbidi doo. Hibbity hibbity ha. I can't think. Okay, this is a part of the show where we start to lose our
All right,
mind.
here you go. Here you
Okay.
go. Well, I lost my mind long ago.
That's okay. It's a
Okay.
holiday weekend. Oh, yeah, good question. What are we going to do possibly for next week, Brayton?
Oh, I don't know. What are you in the mood for? What kind of? Just give me a broad sort of outline what you want to do. Because I have things on the back burner like I think you mentioned you haven't seen Catch Me If You Can. I mean, that kind of ties in with Spielberg having a cameo on this, and that's sort of a fun cat and mouse chase of a movie.
Yeah, what
That
year
would be
was,
our probably most recent movie we'd watch.
Yeah, what year was that done? Like early 2000s?
Yeah, 2002.
2002. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, let's follow up the one minor Steven Spielberg cameo with another Steven Spielberg cameo.
Yeah, Tom Hanks chasing that little heartthrob at the time, Leo DiCaprio, around the world, based on the true story. The real guy makes a cameo in the movie. Christopher Walken is adorable in it for about 5 minutes. It's worth it. That's more of a Christmas. I know I wanted to do that around Christmas time back a few months ago, but now would be a good time as any.
Yeah. Do you want to hold it off until Christmas or?
No, that's like a whole another year away. I don't know what I'm doing in 7 months.
Especially since I'm pregnant. Oh my God.
That's true. That's true. I'm pregnant with alien babies.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Laura wants us to do Rawhide, but no, Brayton has chosen the end music.
Moving.
Why do we
Keep
start?
those doggies moving. Rawhide. Well, you stand there stone faced. Yes.
Move them up. Move them. I can't do it.
Move them out. Move them out.
Okay. The best sequence from the otherwise horrible Fievel Goes West.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a part of this show, especially since
What, a lamer sequel than Blues Brothers 2000?
No, much better than Blues Brothers 2000. But you can definitely see it's like they got rid of John Bluth, but they still had the John Bluth energy, so it's kind of awkward. It's like your grandma's dead, but we replaced her with a professional grandma lookalike.
You know, for the audience too, if you do have a rawhide, there is ointment for that. Rawness in the hindness. Thank you.
On your butt.
Whackity schmackity doo. That's all I got.
Oh God, that's even better than the rim shot.
Hey, rim shot
Hey.
for your rawhide.
Only at Uranus Groceries.
Store. We have the meat. Oh wait, no, that's Arby's.
And if you order now, we'll throw in the Rumpro special.
But wait, there's more.
But
It always comes back to this, doesn't it?
right.
It always comes back to the backside.
Mm-hmm. Now there's some pirate booty I'd like to get on top of my ass.
Where's the beef?
That's what Laura has had the conversation.
Right. So.
All right. Well, I mean, we have revolved around the sun back to our typical gluteus maximus shenanigans. Do you want to call it a night, Raph? Next week, catch me if you can. Oh, but Tuesday, are we doing Doctor Who?
If you can get everything set up, we can. I'll try to download that extra about the Sontarans. That might be a fun little add-on to the show. But yeah, if you want to do Doctor Who: The Time Warrior, I'm all for it. I should be free Tuesday.
All right, I shall practice my martial arts skills in preparation.
Yeah. Oh,
And you put on a giant chocolate head, and then I'll kick your ass. Let's do it.
I am a warrior of the Sontarans, and I'm so delicious. Raph, stop picking at your potato head. I can't help it.
I think the opening intro audio gag will just be John Pertwee karate chopping the members of Glue.
I think you could take
hearing their
too.
screams of pain.
Yes, indeed. And don't forget to buy the bootlegger Moonshine Boo shot glasses filled with actual bootleg moonshine. Only $80 a pop.
A lot of space in this mall.
Yeah, that's oh god, yeah, the mall. I love their reaction to the mall too.
Andres
It's like,
went there. I think I mentioned that to you privately.
oh, I thought they tore down that mall. That was one of the reasons they filmed there because they were about to demolish that mall.
Well, he no, he went to the where the exterior, like it's a different mall on the outside. Like it's the Back to the Future mall on the outside.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Lone Pine, or what was it? Twin Pine, which then became Lone Pine by the end because of the tree.
Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, let me prepare everything. But yeah, we might be back on Tuesday to do a Doctor Who night watching the Time Warrior.
For our second installment of Twitch, or was it TV Tuesdays on Twitch?
Yes, the one you won, you son of a.
By popular voting. I won the popular vote.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I like my idea better.
I had to call in some favors in Florida from my brother, who's the governor there, but that's a
Damn
election night
you, Nick.
2000s reference. I'm up on the time.
Yes. Okay. So I'll open the music. We'll go into a brief intermission. Actually, I'll just open it now. But yeah, Brayton, thank you very much. Sorry for the raw reception to this one, since we haven't done this one in like almost a month now.
I'm glad we're back on the train.
Yeah, we'll
on the wagon train.
Yes. No, we'll keep doing these for a little bit. Just okay, quick question. Did the RAF month pull a lot of out of you?
You're the one who suggested we take a break. I was willing to go the week after.
Oh, okay.
You're the one who sent me a very cryptic message of, listen, I've decided we are not doing another episode until April. And then April came and went.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, I know that originally...
Wait, this is still April, isn't it?
Yes, and we decided... we decided not to do Guilty Pleasure Month because you didn't feel like doing another theme month.
Well, yeah, because I think one theme month a season. So whenever we get to... I don't know, we'll do the Guilty Pleasures, like, in July or something.
Okay.
Give us some time of actual quality programming, and then we'll watch freaking... what?
Speed Racer. I know
Speed Racer.
I wanted to show Cats Don't Dance, but apparently we didn't do so well with the last
years. You wanted to do Speed Racer and UHF. Was that the other thing?
No, those were the two I like those movies, but those were two you agreed upon. It's like the other choices I had was like, no.
Well, if you want to do Speed Racer and Cats Don't Dance, that's fine.
Okay, yeah, we'll see, because I think UHF and the other Weird Al Yankovic movie might be good on their own days. But we'll see what happens. So much to choose from, so much to watch. So now, I just have to ask. Now, this is something I'll ask you afterwards. It's about having a partner in my moonshining operation.
Oh, I don't want to see your moon shine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, your moon can shine too with ointment used for your raw hide.
Available at www.youstupidsuckers.com.
Raph,
yes?
I think we've come to the end of our butt jokes.
Yeah, I think it is about time we nip it in the bun.
Bud.
Whatever you
Andy.
say.
Thank you.
Buddy.
Don Knotts never told Andy Griffith to shut up in Mayberry.
And then Laura says, "Mom, Dad, can you argue later?" No. It's
This is a ladle, Raph. Now it's garbage.
Oh my god. I've never seen Grumpier Old Men. Is that any good? It's a depression fest, that's for sure, Raph.
I see grumpy old men every morning I look in the mirror.
You're Jack Lemmon and I'm, oh no, Walter Matthau, the ugly one.
Is Laura Burgess Meredith?
Oh my god, is Burgess Meredith in that?
In the first movie, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, he's lovely.
Oh my god, let's see a clip from it. We just cut to the 31 Mummy. He walked on his own. So get it because he's old. Okay. Yeah, we're having too much fun. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. You're always a pleasure. Come back Tuesday for Brayton, say the title.
TV Tuesdays on Twitch.
Thank you. For the Time Warrior.
Yes.
And we'll be back with Catch Me If You Can. So keep watching.
Catch us then.
Yeah, just
if you can.
yes, catch this. Okay, so I'm gonna mute us and we'll go.
You know, a
into...
can is a term for a butt.
Can do.
Won't do. See you later.